This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome back to DBL. It's Tuesday, or should I say welcome. Already off to a great start. It's August 10th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon.
How you doing, Jeff?
Let's address the horse elephant in the room.
Yeah, the elephant. Yeah, man.
So I just got back from vacation. I was in Cabo, but for some reason we were there for a 50th birthday party. And I just wanted to hang by the beach. It's so beautiful. The water's beautiful. We ended up at like spring break spots at night. Like people blowing whistles and doing all that. We went for a 50th birthday party.
Were you at a phone party?
Dude, we might as well have. We might as well have.
That
and I
is
just got
so
back
fun. Did you have a
so
good time is the main
I had
thing.
the best time ever. It was just me and my wife away from our kids. And not to make this the Jeff show, but while we were gone, my son got his first stitches in his chin. He fell. So it was like
it's a rite of passage.
Great to be gone, but great to be back. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Between your look and your sound, it looks like you're like
Yeah.
auditioning for a reboot of Goodfellas or something. Like you're bringing it back. You sound super like Italian gangster mobster type
And I might have
guy.
smoked one too many cigars. All right. Christina Applegate revealed some shocking health news. So she said on Twitter that she was diagnosed with MS a few months ago. Christina, who is 49 now, tweeted, "It's been a strange journey, but I have to be so supportive. I've been so supported by the people that I know who have this condition. It's been a tough road, but as we all know, the road keeps going unless some bleep blocks it." So there you go. She's got MS, but Selma Blair, as we know, was diagnosed. A lot of other people in Hollywood are coming out and saying they have MS, which I think, like in Christina's case, supports her, but also supports people that aren't in Hollywood, that have this condition, that have someone to look up.
Yeah, we covered Selma Blair's Instagram a lot.
That's
Remember?
right.
She was still acting. She was still very active through Instagram and social media, and just kind of got in front of it and had that positive outlook for people. Because when you think about it, like we've had the Alex Trebeks, and we've had people that once they come out with the diagnosis, like they're all on Twitter, like everyone's sad about it, and you don't want that. You don't want people to kind of look at you like you have some sort of mark of the beast on you. So I'm glad she came out with it, and I'm glad that she has people within, celebrity friends within that community that can help her.
You know, I do feel for Christina because she was diagnosed obviously with breast cancer back in 2008, and she had a double mastectomy. She also had her ovaries removed. So she's had a really tough health journey. So I wish her all the best. And you know what? Lots of people have MS, and it is a manageable disease.
And the symptoms do differ.
They differ in every single
person.
person. So what it could mean for one person, it'd be totally different for another. But you know, she's going to have great health care. She's going to, take care of herself. And I'm really proud that she stood up and, like you said, been so open on this journey, because it gives people so much hope and someone to look up to. I think it's amazing.
And just by tweeting that little thing, knowing that she's positive, joking a little bit with it. Not that it's fun by any means, but again, it's uplifting. Like you said, it gives other people inspiration.
Yeah, one of my friends had MS, well, has MS, not had, has MS, and there were times where if she saw an interview with someone and they were not so positive about it, it really infuriated her, because she was like, I'm doing everything in life, and like, yeah, I have up days, bad days. She's had to have some serious operations and healthcare problems and worries, serious scares. And so when someone's really negative about it, it really infuriates her, because she's like, I don't want a pity party. I want to go on about my life. And to be honest, a lot of people don't even know that she had it, so.
Absolutely. All right, we wish her the best. Moving on, Nick Cannon is sharing his thoughts on marriage and monogamy. He recently appeared on the Breakfast Club radio show, where host Charlemagne the God asked him about having 4 kids with 3 different women. Nick responded by saying that the idea of marriage, or just being with one person, is an outdated concept. Let's listen.
Now, I understand the institution of marriage and stuff, but if we go back to what that was about, that was the classified property. That was because a father gave another man his daughter for land. So when you really get to that concept, it's like, all right, well, we got to change all of this up, because I don't want ownership over anybody. I don't have ownership of any of the mothers, or like, we create families in that sense of we created a beautiful entity.
All right, so where do you guys stand? Take Nick Cannon maybe out of this. We could talk about Nick Cannon a little bit. Are you guys monogamous people?
I'm okay with everything that he's saying there.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
I believe that, because the same people who try and be like, they try and take like the religious aspect of it and be like, oh, it's a contract between 2 people, with God. You're still having sex. You're having premarital sex before you're even married. So don't come with me with the religious aspect of it. But if Nick Cannon takes care of every one of his baby mamas, every one of his families. So if you have the means to do that, why not? Why do they break up? Why do people get divorced? Not so much because of finances, because people have a hard time with monogamy. Let's be honest, especially when they're in that Hollywood world that he's in. So I'm okay with what he's doing as long as he's taking care of those children.
How about you can't be a father figure to all those kids and stay?
Why can't you? You're Nick Cannon. You can fly anywhere in the world you want to be with that kid.
Again, I wanted to take Nick Cannon out of it because he's got so much money, but a stay-at-home father figure, let's just take me as an example.
Okay.
I'm gonna be there, and I'm not boasting or anything, but to have 4 different kids in 4 different states doesn't really mean that you're there all the time.
No, but how many people little Johnny and little Billy's parents are married and his dad's, they're rich and it looks everything's great on the outside, but look what's going on. There's a monster in that household. There's not love in that household.
Of course.
So it just depends on the person. Like you said, if you can take care of it, if he can handle it and be there as much as possible, then yeah. But there's too many deadbeat dads out there that people look and like, oh, they're married. That family looks so happy. Nah, hogwash.
All right, where do you stand on this?
I think what Nick's talking about here is 2 very separate things. So if we look at that interview, he's saying he doesn't believe in marriage, but then he also doesn't believe in monogamy. So he's not really selling himself to many women, is he? Let's be honest.
Unless they want the same thing.
Unless they want the same thing. And I mean, he was with Mariah for a very long time.
She's taken care of. Those kids taken care of.
And like, if he had never had like a long relationship or a marriage, I'd be a bit like, don't even want to listen to him. But I mean, each to their own. I believe in monogamy and marriage. I mean, it depends. I think every single relationship is different. What Brandon thinks, what you think, what I think is different. All that matters is whoever's in that household or that relationship, whether you're married or not, as long as you're on the same page, I think communication and honesty is key. I mean, it's all well and good him saying that, and if that's what you're going into, but obviously he might say, I don't know, someone might say one thing like, oh yeah, I believe in marriage, I believe in staying with you, and then they run off with somebody else.
And everyone's always like, oh, I want what my grandparents had. I want what my grandparents had. No, your grandma got knocked up before your grandfather had to go to war, and back at the times they had to get married. Like, let's be honest when it comes to it.
That's an extreme
I know,
example.
but that's what he's saying. Like, times are changing now, and I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, but times are changing now.
Do you believe throwing money at the problem is a good father figure?
No, it's not about throwing the money for the problem. I think time is a big deal. If Nick Cannon wanted to stop working right now and have a little compound where a community where every mama had their own house and he can go from house to house.
So basically, he's like a Mormon or something, is what you're saying?
No,
listen,
what they have going, I can't knock what other people have going on.
I don't mind. I agree in both. If that's what you want to do and that's what the woman that you're with or your man you're with wants to do, I'm all for that, right?
Yeah.
But in my world, what I want is my golden rule is do unto others. I have a contract not only with my wife, but with my friends, with everyone. If you do something to me, I will acknowledge that and proceed accordingly, right? So if my wife chooses to cheat on me, that's probably going to break our contract.
But what if it's not looked at as they're cheating, Jeff? You have a different household than what he has.
If we both agree on like, hey, I'm going to be with other women, and you both agree with that, that's fine.
Oh, cool,
as long as you're both happy. But you both have to be on the same page,
but
right?
I'll be honest. So I've got a friend in another country, and she's a second wife, and she's British. She's British, right? And she knew what she was signing up for, and then she was like, you know what? He doesn't love the first wife and whatever else. I'm gonna be fine. The reality is now here, and she is not fine. She is miserable. She is sad. It breaks her heart all the time. So I think people can say one thing, but until you're in that spot,
right?
It's all well and happy and wonderful. But obviously for the man who's going around, like you said, here, for the woman who sat waiting for him, he's with the other wife, he's with the other girlfriend, whatever. That's not good.
Look at his baby mamas. What do you mean they're just sitting around waiting for him?
Both could be true. Both could be true, I think, if everyone agrees and are on the same page.
Yeah.
All right, maybe not. Speaking of marriage, Nicole Kidman says her husband, Keith Urban, isn't bothered by her on-screen sex scenes. I was going to give a little. She does have a few. I've seen a few. All right. Speaking to E! News Daily Pop, Nicole said Keith doesn't really pay much attention to what happens while she's on set. Or you answer a question like that. Watch.
My husband is an artist, so he understands all of it. And he also does not get involved in any of he sees the show at the very end when it's a show all edited together and he's fresh eyes. He doesn't read any script. He really doesn't know what's going on the set.
All right, so we were just kind of talking about marriage and that.
Yeah.
That's how you answer a question if you love somebody and you're on the same page.
Yeah.
Get real, it doesn't bother him.
No, I respect
I think it
that.
does. I think it does.
Do you
Of course
really?
it's
Do
gotta
you really?
bother him.
Okay.
No, I think it does because one, that's why he doesn't watch, because he doesn't want to know. He keeps out of it. Two, he's obviously a very famous singer. He's made lots of music videos in his time. And back in I think it was 2014 or something, he had a song about kissing girls. And he said, I am not going to kiss a girl in this. Let's get an actor. And I want them to be very obvious that it's not me in the back of this car with this model. Make it obvious. And I'm just going to sing the song and someone else can play it out. So he was like, I don't want to do that. I'm not interested. So I think he's like, I'm going to remove myself from this situation. But remember, Nicole was very famous, has had a career way before she's ever met him, you know. So I think he's like, I respect what you do, but I don't want to be involved in it. And let's just see the finished article.
He doesn't want to be a helicopter husband. Like, you remember Entourage? We love Entourage. What was the episode where the guy he was always on set with the girlfriend, always trying to be involved with the girlfriend's career and what she had going on. If like we're saying, if different types of love, if you love her or if you love this woman, you know what you guys got going on. Why do you have to be on set to watch her? You know, you can watch it when you guys are sitting at home screening it, and she's like, oh, well, I just want you to know here comes the part.
But wouldn't it, if you're laying in bed with your wife and then you're like, all right, listen, this is a great show, everybody's watching, and then like, honey, here it comes, and like, she has like, those sex scenes are intense, right?
Yeah.
Would you just lay there and be like, way to go, what an artist you are? I'd be like, dude, what's up? Can't you just
And why haven't we tried that? Damn.
You have enough power, you're Nicole Kidman, to be like, close the door behind you, you know what's happening in that room, move on to the next scene. You don't need to have sex scenes all the time.
No, obviously you don't need to, but she doesn't have to leave the room or make him leave the room.
No, I'm talking about
why does she have to take
I'm talking about like if you're filming, if you just have a couple walk into the bedroom, you know what's going on in there. You don't need the panting and all the jazz.
No, sex sells. People want to see that. They want to see it. Look at the sex life
I
we
don't
were
know if I'm
talking
laying in bed
about.
with my wife and I don't need to hear panting.
No one needs to hear it, but that's how they make the money.
That's how we end that segment, y'all.
Coming up on DBL, could you go a full day without any screen time? A new survey reveals how many people can't live without it. And a Jeffrey Epstein accuser is filing sexual abuse charges against Prince Andrew. Will he come to America to defend himself?
Closed captioning provided by
As someone who resembles
So Jeff said that, was it little Lawson or little Leighton?
Leighton, my youngest one. I guess he was getting out of the pool and his grandparents were watching him. Oh, thank you so much. I was just feeling that. And I guess someone like pushed him down and he hit under his chin. And then he had to get 3 stitches under his chin.
Did he take it like a champ?
He took it like a champ.
Did he really?
Yeah, he took it like a champ.
boy.
But then when you're in, like I'm in a pool, I'm like, what a great dad I am. You know what I mean? I felt so bad.
No.
Jordan started crying.
Oh my gosh,
wife started
no.
crying.
Things
I'm like,
happen.
we gotta get, yeah. But
Things
it's so
happen.
fun to go away, but you think of your kids and you miss them and you know, you have a good time. Obviously I had a good time. But yeah, it was good to be back.
So they were back at home with the grandparents.
Yes,
They didn't go with you.
yes.
I see.
But their grandparents spoiled them. They had a good time. So
Oh,
all is well.
that was lovely.
All right. What did you do this weekend? I'm gonna clean my face.
What did I do this week? Oh my gosh, you know what? My mind just went blank. What did I do this weekend? Oh, I know. I went to, there's a hotel in Colorado Springs called the Broadmoor, and it really reminds me of Europe so much. So whenever I'm feeling homesick, I go there, and it makes me feel like I've gone home. It really does. It's like one of my favorite places in all of Colorado.
Is there like one piece of it that makes you
Like the whole thing, like just like the way the building is. They have like this
like
little
the European
bakery.
structure? Where is this?
It's in Colorado Springs. They have like this really amazing bakery
You
where
take
they
a lot of trips lately?
they have
yeah?
like loads of cakes and like pastries, and it's like a French bakery. It's really good. Although the coffee wasn't very good.
Oh, you know about this place too?
Yeah, I used to go with Raquel Villanueva all the time. We used to go all the time. It's
Raquel
so good.
Villanueva.
Like,
So anyone remember Raquel
It's like a
Villanueva?
couples
Lovely
thing?
Raquel. She's killing it over at NASA. You should go.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, but oh man,
she's
was my
killing
shirt
it.
unbuttoned
She's
the whole time?
like,
Yeah,
doing all
that's
these
what I said. That's why I said
I
it.
didn't notice that.
What?
My shirt was unbuttoned the whole time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why you said that. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, I'm a mess today.
What did you do this weekend, Brandon?
Football.
Oh my God. Welcome back to DBL. A royal family shakeup. Prince Andrew is being sued in U.S. federal civil court. Civil court's the key word here. By one of his longtime accusers, Virginia Roberts Giuffre. She claims the prince has sexually abused her on several occasions when she was just 17 years old. The lawsuit goes on to claim that she was a victim of sex trafficking by Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. In a BBC interview back in 2019, the prince denied ever meeting Virginia, despite this photo of them together, okay, right there, alleged by this was taken at Ghislaine Maxwell's house. This was a decade ago, but this is all coming back up. Hey, well, how is this, Steph?
I don't remember meeting her at all. I do not remember a photograph being taken, and I've said consistently and frequently that we never had any sort of sexual contact whatever.
All right, Steph, I went to you right away, but there's more. Because this is a civil case, like I said before, the prince cannot be forced to appear in court, but he could still be found guilty and be required to pay damages even if he doesn't show up.
Yeah,
so
there's no way he's going to be turning up.
He's not going to be turning up.
There's no way
absolutely
are we ever going to see him on U.S. soil ever again.
But that doesn't mean someone has to pay for this, right?
He has to pay for this.
Of course he has to pay for this. But well, speaking of civil is all about money, right?
Absolutely.
He's never going to see any jail time. So that's why I said civil was very important at this. He might have to pay some fines, throw money at the problem, once again, make it go away, but he's never going to see jail time for this.
I know, it's really, obviously this is all alleged. It makes me really sad to say that because, I mean, there's photographic pictures, there's so much evidence against Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine and
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Sorry, all of them. It's like, it's crazy. I don't know. I mean, he's not got like immunity, diplomat immunity, like which the Queen does. So he can't be forced to come, and he can't be. Well, no, that's incorrect. He's not like immune, right? So if it went to what's the other type of court? Not civil. Criminal court, then that would be different. He'd have to provide evidence, obviously, for that. But I think, obviously, the minute he comes onto U.S. soil, then if it did go to that, then he'd have to prove evidence, which he's never going to do. So he's just going to sit home in England and pay a check and continue to say that he doesn't remember. How convenient he doesn't remember.
Here's another thing, and it's sad to say, and this is our society. This woman isn't a big enough celebrity for her allegations against him, for this to blow up enough to get him to have to come back, or get him to have to come back and face criminal charges.
She would have to charge him, obviously,
in England. It's sad to say, absolutely sad to say, but you know what I'm saying? For the media to really blow this thing up, to really put some pressure on Buckingham Palace or on the royal family, because they've already come out and defended him or said, or, you know, kind of distanced himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is going away. And this is Prince Andrew's just one of the tentacles on this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if we need somebody to roll over, we meaning the public, whether it be Ghislaine Maxwell, whether it be a Prince Andrew, somebody needs to roll over on some of these big-time players that were allegedly at this island. We're out of time. This story is fascinating to me. If you guys haven't checked out this Filthy Rich on Netflix, check it out. You'll get caught up to speed. Coming up on DBL, are you addicted to your phone? A new survey reveals the number of people who can't skip screen time. Ooh, we're going to find out between us.
We all know that movement is like medicine.
First things first, if you haven't taken a picture of your COVID vaccination card, do it now, front and back. It's one of the best backup plans there is. Even the CDC recommends it. Just don't take a selfie and don't post it online. If it's already too late and you've misplaced or lost that card, you can get another copy. The best place to start is where you got the shot. If that happens to be a pharmacy or store, you can contact them to get a replacement card. Some, like Walmart and CVS, even let you access your information through their apps. If that doesn't work, reach out to the state health department's immunization information system. All vaccine providers have to report to the IIS. You can also contact the IIS directly. Keep in mind, it could take a couple of weeks to get that replacement card that way. There are also apps you can download to store a digital copy of your vaccine card, but do your research before you download anything. And that's Connecting the Dots. For Mile High Mornings, I'm Alexandra Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. So when was the last time you went a full day without looking at your phone? Be honest, okay? You'd never believe this, but actually I do. 73% of adults find it very difficult to go a full day without looking at a screen. So that includes computers, tablets, TVs, and your phone.
Teleprompter?
That's right. I guess so. I guess you're right. I get paid for it. But before we discuss this, out of the group, who do you think spends the most time on their phone?
I would say Brandon, followed by me, then you.
I was going to go you, Brandon, me.
I was going to go me, you. Oh, Jeff.
Yeah,
heck no,
I would
No.
say Brandon's a little bit more than me.
But I do, you know what? I think of all those, TV's the one I watch the most. I don't think I'm on my phone a lot. I'm not on a computer a lot.
I'm on my phone way more than I watch television.
But you have kids, so the phone is the ultimate pacifier. Like, you know,
they have their own.
Oh, okay.
And their phone is also their tablet.
Okay,
Their
there
tablet.
we
Their
go.
tablet. Okay, so we all said our answers. So the host who spends the most time looking at their phone, I don't even know yet. Let's reveal this. You guys ready? Here we go.
Oh yeah,
Stephanie.
Right. No, but to be honest, I'm not gonna. I just made mine up when they asked me because they said, "Oh, have you got your daily screen login?" And I was like, "No." And then they said, "Well, the average is 6 hours." So then I was like, "Well, let's just add another hour onto it, hour and a half, because I am probably more than the average person."
So what does that include? Does that include your phone or television or?
I don't really watch an awful lot of television. That would be solely on. I'm Instagram obsessed. I love Instagram.
So that's where the majority of your time comes from.
That's 7 hours of Instagram?
I don't know if that's true.
You have an Instagram app. Or I mean, on Instagram, you can tell how long you're on there.
Okay, well, I'll have a look at that while you carry on with Brandon.
Where does yours come from?
Where does it say?
I have Hulu on there, so I watch my TV. I broke my laptop on the way back from Morocco, long story. So now it's like this is my actual computer.
Okay,
This is my
I'm
laptop
completely
now.
incorrect.
Oh.
I can even show it. I spend 1 hour on Instagram.
But it's a combination.
That's just today.
Go back.
1 hour already,
Yeah,
Stephanie? Goodness.
it's still early.
No, 34 minutes. That was in the last week. I spent 1 hour on Instagram in a week.
I don't believe that.
No, it's true. No, honestly, I'll have a scroll. I have a quick look. I mute a lot of people. Don't really look what people are doing unless it's something that directly affects me.
Did you just say you mute a lot of people?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Because I don't really.
Who are you? Big time over here.
So it's the mute that they don't know.
They have no idea, but I'm just like, I don't need to see this. It's so boring. I don't need to see like hanging out.
Do any of
with
those
my
people
dog.
work here?
I've muted a lot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the honesty.
Jeff knows. Like, I'm just like, no, I don't care.
All right, you know who you are.
You know.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The question, will free lunch be offered to all students this school year? Let's verify. Our sources, the U.S. Department of Agriculture and registered dietitian Erin Falls. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, schools and daycare facilities will continue to serve free meals through June 2022. Schools across the country will be allowed to serve meals through the USDA's National Lunch Program Seamless Summer Operation, which is usually only available during summer months. This makes all students eligible for free lunches. The USDA school program has an emphasis on fruits, veggies, milk, and whole grains, which can make it easier on parents and students, according to Erin Falls.
Research shows that receiving free or reduced price school lunches reduces food insecurity, obesity rates, as well as poor health, right? So we know that all of those three items are huge issues with our nation. And so this really can help with that.
According to the USDA, up to 12 million children are currently living in households where they may not have enough to eat during the pandemic.
School lunch is critical to student health and well-being, especially for low-income students. It ensures that students have nutrition they need throughout the day to learn.
So we can verify that, yes, free lunches will be available to all students this school year. Here in Mecklenburg County, CMS tells us they still encourage students to fill out their free lunch form. They tell us it helps them know the number of people who need it, which helps with funding. And we are continuing to verify your back to school questions. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us by email at verify@wcnc.com or on my social media pages. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, Steph.
Yeah, someone called Jackson has written in and they say, I agree with Brandon. Nick doesn't need to always be there in person to be a good dad. He's taking care of his responsibilities and that's what matters. But then Maria says, to each their own, but Nick kind of needs to take a step back and realize this approach to fathering isn't healthy for his kids.
Was it Maria or was it Mariah? Mariah Carey just wrote in. Cue that thing, cue the effect.
There it is. Let's go next show. DBL's new every day. There it is. We'll see you guys tomorrow.